It is another edition of Rock Talk right here with CGCM Rock Radio. As always, my name is Bob Bannister, and just remember that this is where we talk rock because that's how we roll. And we always love meeting up with new people and discovering new bands, and just discovered a brand new one for us. Anyway, I'm talking about Ashes of Autumn, coming to us out of Australia. Joining us this time around, lead vocalist of the band, Melanie Flynn. Welcome to Rock Talk, Melanie. How are you?
Oh, thank you so much for having me on today. I'm really well.
Good, good. Now, I've been kind of perusing your Facebook page and getting information about this. You've got a brand new album coming out, and well, it's coming out in a little bit, but you've got a new song coming out in just about a couple weeks' time.
Yes, just a couple of weeks' time. It's been a labor of love. It's been very intense. So it's well, now we've come down to this point, and it's so exciting, and we're just so ready. Do you know?
Mhm.
So you might have seen when you jumped on our Facebook or our socials that it looks a little bit like we've changed it. We had some stuff going on there. So I think to start from the ground up again right before you're going to release is always a bit it's a bit tricky, but
Mhm.
I think we're in a good place. We're in a good place. But yeah, we're excited about the singles coming out on the 22nd and 23rd of this month.
Very cool. And you've been also working on the album for over 2 years now. Talk to us about that. That's a long time to
Okay.
be working on an.
Yeah, it not by choice, right? So we had our band, and sometimes it's hard to keep a band together. And right when we were supposed to start recording, there were member changes, and yeah, people just left for whatever reason. So it was Steph and myself that was left. Steph is my music partner. I call him my other brain. We're very in sync. Um, and he's just one of the most incredible people. So I was feeling a little bit disjointed. I was pretty sad. And he's like, no, come on, we got this. We can do this. So we started planning. It's like, okay, how are we going to do it? So I wrote probably, I think, another 5 or 6 songs. I got scrapped a few more. We enlisted the amazing talent of Tommy Denanda, who is out of Sweden. So we thought, instead of just bringing in new players and making it an ongoing process, let's just get someone who is a superstar in his own right, see if he's going to be interested. We sent him some demos. He was totally on board. So he did all the guitar work and keys that you might hear on the album. And it's just a stellar playing. He's amazing. So we were like, yeah, doing everything remotely, which was an interesting process. So, sending the demos to Tommy, he'd send some back. We would review them, we'd, discuss it. Some of them, they didn't need any changes at all. He just like hit it straight on. So that was an interesting process. And then it came time to do the vocals. So I literally quit my job, my day job, and then just spent a couple of months in the studio, and I recorded all my vocals myself. It was like an intense experience to sort of take that on board, but it was fun.
I was going to
Uh,
ask you about that. I saw that posting where you said that you tracked all your vocals yourself. So you did all the soundboard and everything yourself, and wow, that's pretty cool.
yeah, I was like, I just wanted to be so connected, I just wanted it to be so hands-on, and I'm not a control freak, but I wanted to be in the driver's seat for
Mhm.
that. Do you know? My instrument, it's what I do. I've written these songs, and I wanted to just be across all of it. So yeah, I came out of the vocal booth and sat in the control room and set myself up and just went to town on it.
That is very cool, but I can kind of relate because I'm a kind of a control freak with my radio show. Even though I'll bring in guests and guest hosts and stuff like that, it's still my gig. I
Yeah,
totally get it.
absolutely.
So where does the
Yeah.
title "The Darker Side of Now" come from?
Okay, so do you know these songs that I've written, uh, they've come from such a deep place. And I feel like as a songwriter, musician, we all write with passion. We all write from experiences, yeah. And this is no different to that. But there's some very sad, tragic stories in this album. And so for me, the darker side of now is kind of just it's that juxtaposition, I guess, where you've lived through some trauma, you've experienced some really bad stuff, right? And the dark stuff, it still stays with you, but it's that this album is the darker side of right now. So right now I'm happy, I'm in the light, everything's amazing. But these stories are about that dark part um, that still stay with me till now.
Do you have a favorite song on the album?
Oh, it's like asking which is my favorite pet. Do you know? Like,
You don't have to answer
um,
that then if you don't want to.
yeah, I don't think I have a favorite song on the album. I think they're just unique to themselves. Like when you hear it back, in its context after it's mixed and mastered, and it's like, oh my God, that just sounds amazing. And then you hear the next one, it's like, I think this is even better. But they're all just very different, they've all got a different vibe. Some are very, very high energy, very, very hard rock and roll, bit of screaming going on. And then we've got like, this real intense, personal, you know, symphonic ballady kind of sound, So it's it's across the board. I can't say that I have a favorite.
So who would you say is your biggest musical influence then, Mel?
Oh, do you know, I have so many. My favorite band in the whole world is Seven Dust, and I have had the amazing pleasure of becoming friends with, a couple of the guys and, not joining them on tour, but following them around. Like I've been to the States several times just specifically to go and hang out at their shows.
Mm.
Um, got to sing with them in Perth here and once I think it was in Albuquerque. I think LJ just grabbed me on stage. So I sang a couple of
That's
tunes with
cool.
him. So yeah, I think Seven Dust is definitely up there for me. Um, I'm into the whole modern stuff, the whole, the new metal stuff, but I still lend back into like old Motown days even, like it's anything with a vibe, anything with a vibe.
Hmm. And I've got to say, coming from Canada, I have to say that the Australian music scene right now just seems to be absolutely exploding. Canada's in a little bit of a lull, but we'll get there yet. But Australia, it just seems is exploding like crazy. There's so many great new bands coming out left, right, and center.
You know what? Like we're all the way down here in the bottom end of the world, so we've got to make it interesting for ourselves down here. Do you know what I mean? Uh, but yeah, look, we're so blessed, there's so many talented bands and artists in this country. And it is a challenge, to sort of put a tour together because of the logistics and the finances and stuff. So, we try and make it as best as we can in our own country. We got a big, big country, right? So
Hmm.
even touring here is really costly to just get around. So yeah, I mean, I think there's a lot of wonderful artists in Australia. It's just a matter of how do we get heard? How do we get heard around the world? Do you know?
Yeah.
And that's, that we thank you all for, for supporting us all the way from Canada.
And that's one of the things I love to do. I mean, somebody had something on online there the other day saying, rock is not dead. That's what it was. It was the Rock is Not Dead festival people. They had Rock is Not Dead. It's still out there. You just got to look for it. And that's like absolutely just keep digging for it. You'll find great new music everywhere you look. It's just absolutely amazing.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's never ending, right? And
Hmm.
when artists are getting ready to release, like we are getting ready to release, one of the biggest questions is how do we get this heard and how is it going to reach people? Because I mean, everyone feels that their music is worthy of being heard, right? So it's like, damn, like, and then when you feel like you've done enough homework and done enough legwork and 2 years has gone by, it's like, oh my goodness, have we done enough yet? Do you know?
Hmm. Hmm.
So,
Do you just keep pushing yourself though to do that just that little bit more all the time though?
yeah, that's exactly right. And I think like for us, we wanted to do something really interesting, and this is kind of lending into why it took so long to do the album as well. We wanted to create a concept after the album was done. So we thought, oh, we'll do some music videos, of course. But then Steph and I came up with this really bright idea that we wanted to shoot the entire album's worth of content in one day. So we literally, it literally took 6 months of planning, right? So we
Hmm.
shot 12 video clips in a 24-hour period. I think it's probably about 15, 16 hours, I think, all up of filming. maybe more, maybe 20. It was a long, long day. So to put that concept together, to plan that, to plot it, to get the scenes and get the venues and stuff, it was a next level plan. So we thought this is going to be cool. Like we're going to market this in a way that is going to be different to just how here's an album, you
Mhm.
know.
And
Yeah.
how much caffeine was consumed on that day?
You know, there was definitely the odd Red Bull going down.
There you go. There you go. So what's on your musical bucket list, Mel?
Oh, my bucket list, my goal for this year is to definitely, well, get this album out. Hopefully have some good reaction from that, some good feedback. And I want to be able to plan a tour for the next year, whether that's hitting the Europe festivals or even, getting on a support perhaps over in the States. But that's definitely the plan for this coming year.
Now, two more questions before we wrap things up here. Everybody's got that one song they hear on the radio or they know in the back of their head. You hear it every time and you go, "Damn, I wish I wrote that." What's yours?
Oh, oh my gosh, you asked the hard questions. Do you know there are a lot of songs that I wish that I had written. Oh man, this is putting me on the spot. I actually even said this just the other day. I said it to my band guys. I was like, "Damn, I'd wish I'd written that song." And do you know what song it was? It was "Zombie" by Youngblood.
Mm,
I heard that song for the first time, and then I watched the video, and it just hit me. And I was like, it's not a complicated song. It's just the intensity of it, you know. And I was like, damn, I wish I'd written that song. But that was the latest one I wish I'd written. There's a whole list.
there you go. So, what piece of advice, one single piece of advice, would you give a band that's just raw, just starting out?
You know, I think the best piece of advice I would give to any band starting out is do not skimp on the planning. Do you know? Like you need to make a plan. You need to have a vision and you need to be able to get those steps in before you get to that goal. And the only way you can get to that goal is through planning. That is literally without, all the passion, the drive and all that, that's just inherent, right? That's why we do what we do. But without that planning, it's not going to go anywhere. You're going to be trying and flailing and stuff. So just have a good plan, good solid plan, and have a good team base. I think that's the most important thing.
All right. Okay, so one last thing here before we wrap it up. I know I said two more questions, but I like to do this little thing called this or that. It's a series of about five top of the head answer questions, nothing to do with music, just fun. So if
Hit
you're
me with
ready,
it.
all right.
Yes.
All right. Singing in the shower or singing in the car?
Singing in the shower.
Dark chocolate or milk chocolate?
Milk chocolate.
Board games or card games?
Board games.
Beach or water park?
Beach.
Pineapple on pizza, yes or no?
Absolutely, Bob.
There we go. There we go. Hey, Melanie Flynn from Ashes of Autumn has been joining us on this edition of Rock Talk. Brand new single coming out. All That You Have. That is out on what, the 22nd, 23rd of the month?
It's out on the 22nd. We're doing a release on the equinox, the autumn equinox. So we're doing a double drop. So we're doing the 22nd and 23rd. So the 23rd is still a little bit secret squirrel, but you'll hear all about it on the 23rd.
Awesome. Awesome. And what's your website? What's your socials for those that want to reach out?
So we're just Ashes of Autumn HQ. That's the handle across all socials. So just come on board, give us a follow, give us a like, let us know your thoughts. We would love to interact with everybody, So yeah, hit us up.
Very cool. And you're going to hear that new Ashes of Autumn track on CGCM Rock Radio as soon as it drops, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much, Melanie Flynn, lead singer of Ashes of Autumn, for joining us on this edition of Rock Talk.
Oh, Bob, it's been my pleasure. Thank you so much. I can't wait to hear the song on your station.
Awesome. And thank you for joining us. And we'll catch you again next time on another edition of Rock Talk with CGCM Rock Radio.